Hello YouTubers, and welcome to this episode of SteamPunk Computer Stand. Today we're going to be building a I wish I could get this straight without stumbling over my tongue. Sorry about that. Of course, in the break-in, as everybody knows, my computer was stolen. Of course, it's back in the States, and I'm over here. But nevertheless, I got to replace it. Chances are that computer will never be recovered. I didn't ever write down the serial number off the thing or anything like that, or even a model number for that matter. It's been so far back in eBay that it's fallen off the list of items purchased. So anyway, I bought a new computer that I got to go pick up next week, and I'm building a stand steampunk style, so that I can park it next to the couch or the armchair, since I don't have the room in my apartment for a computer desk. So I'm kind of a steampunk fan anyway, so we'll get to cracking on a steampunk computer stand. Enjoy the show. Well, to start off with, I started out with making a couple of rings here that I'm going to put on to a post. Here's the top. This is going to be for the monitor. This is just an old piece of steam pipe that I turned down a little bit here, and I'm going to put a lid on it and then stick this down on top of the post. I got to turn this around and then fit it to this ring, so that I can TIG weld it and clean it up a little bit. And of course the same thing's going to happen on top of the post. Let me go get that here real quick. So here's the post, and it's going to get 4 feet on the bottom, and then these rings slip over the top of this. And what I'm going to do is put set screws in 2 of them so that I can adjust the height for the keyboard, and then one down here at the bottom for the computer itself. The computer, so that you can swivel this stuff around on this post, balance it out, and then be able to use the computer without having to. Oh, what am I looking for? Damn it, lost my train of thought. Anyway. Computer on one side, keyboard up here, and then monitor up here on top of the post, and be able to swivel it out of the way so that when you get up out of the chair, you don't knock everything over, or you can adjust it the way you want it. There'll also be a swivel on the end of the arm for the monitor, so that you can turn the monitor. Maybe even for the keyboard, same thing, and then of course an offset so that you can change the elevation of the keyboard in front of your lap, so that way if you ever decide to change positions or put the post in a different place, that you're not bound by the confines or the dimensions of the chair that you're in, so that way you have some flexibility to work with. Now these are awfully loose. There's about a 2 millimeter difference in diameter of the pipe, but I'm just going to go ahead and work with it the way it is. I don't have anything that fits this a little better. I wished I did. Unfortunately, it is what it is, so I'm just going to work with this. It's not a precision piece of equipment, so it doesn't really have to be. It can have some slop in it. So let me mount this pipe up. I gotta make the ends nice and square to the pipe, and put a cap on it so that this part, when it sits up on top, it actually sits nice and square and can rotate freely without too much trouble. So let me get started and get this set up off camera, and I'll bring you back when I get this set up in the study. Well, as we know, machinists are often limited to the capacity of their machines, or one of the tricks to the trade is learning how to use the items that you have to work with. I found a different piece of pipe. It's slightly longer. It's not the galvanized stuff that I had there earlier, so I'm going to use that instead, mainly because I just don't like galvanized, and then welding on it, you know, you get all the fumes and other crap that comes off of there. So I need to set up the steady rest for squaring up the ends of this piece of pipe, and I'm going to show you one of the ways that I do it. I'm sure there's a million ways to set up a steady rest for a piece of pipe using all kinds of methods. This is just a quick and dirty way that I came up with many years ago, and so what I'll do here is show you how I set up a steady rest. Anyway, got the chuck all opened up here, so I got this is a 4-card chuck, and when you back off the scroll to a certain point, they stop, the jaws stop, and then you can push the jaws in by there's some kind of a ratchet mechanism that allows you to move the jaws independently. So let me zoom you in here to get a good view. So, okay. Now, of course, the travel on these jaws only goes so far as well, so there we got that. So tie it up. I'll spin the chuck and see how it looks in comparison. Stick a tool on to see how much run out we got. Now this pipe isn't going to be perfectly round, but I need to get it kind of centered. And so we'll scrape there. It's pretty close. There's maybe a 1/10 or 2 millimeter run out. So now it's time to bring in the steady rest here. Excuse my fat head. Crud off the ways. Now lift this heavy pig up in here. This is a roller type steady rest. I really like this one in comparison to the steady rests that only have the solid brass chunks. Now, I'm just going to hand tighten all this stuff. And when you come in, you can feel the resistance. Now I can't get a full revolution because the set screws for the steady rest are going to be in the way. But I can bring them in to where they're just touching. And right here, let me see if we can zoom in a little more. To where right here, oops. Right here, the rollers are touching. Let's see, can you see that? Probably not. But anyway, the rollers are barely touching, which is what we want. And now we're in the ballpark. And for this operation, this is going to be accurate enough. Under different circumstances, if it had to be accurate, I'd be setting this up a whole lot different. So now let's see if I can get this Close this. Set the top one. And now we're good to go. So open this back up. Now of course you can't slide the steady rest out from underneath this because it's making contact. So we'll just have to open the jaws and take out the pipe. Run back the tailstock. Let's see if I can zoom out here completely. There we go. For some reason it just didn't want to zoom. Now I gotta get the carriage on the other side of the pipe, or at the end, because I'm going to be squaring up the end, and tailstock will be in the way. I mean, carriage would be in the way otherwise. So. I'm not going to run it all the way up against the chuck. Take it down. And run it out as far as I can, where I'm not interfering with the carriage, or I have to get my tool on a whole lot of hangout. Now this is going to be a noisier than I'll get out. These setups make a lot, these pipes make a lot of racket while turning. So now I can set the set screws for the steady rest, and now I'm going to put a little pressure on top. Give it a little Wiener slider, so that way the pipe doesn't start galling when it goes through. So, alrighty, here we go. Lights, camera, action. As you can see, that or here, it's quite the ruckus. And so now the other end is just a rinse and repeat of the same thing, and then we'll have a post ready for welding a cap on it. So I'll bring you guys back for the rest of that. Okay, for this next operation, we're going to take and make some end caps. So what I did here is I took a center drill, drilled a little hole. We're going to use the tailstock of the lathe here to hold this plate up against the jaws of the chuck. I'm going to start off with the small one. Here's how that's going to be a little quicker. So what we'll do is put that center drill hole in there, run it up against the jaws of the chuck. Got to readjust the oh, this is always so much fun. As you can see, it's going to be an interrupted cut to start with, so we're going to have to take it out kind of slow. Again, there's not going to be much precision in this. All it does is have to All it has to do is cover the ring to where I can put a bead on it. there's that disc. Make one more. It's a little warm, but not too bad. And make a nice bevel on the top of the ring. Yep. And the same thing for the other disc, which is slightly larger, but it'll take a little longer to get it turned down. So I'll bring you guys back for the next step. Okay, here we got the top cap for on the post, and welded a plate on top. So now we're going to just bevel this edge with the weld on it, clean it up a little bit on the end, and then got to drill a hole in it for the cable in case I want to put the cable through. Haven't made up my mind yet on that, so we shall see what we shall see. And get you guys zoomed in here and focused in on what's going on here on the chuck. So, well, first we're going to bevel it, and then, or we can just go ahead and take the face cut off here and square it up. Okay, well, there's some warpage in there. It's not really that critical, so we're now just going to go ahead and bevel it. One of those Moxnix parts that really isn't all that important. Chatter here. That's due to the skipping on the tool. Yeah. Yep, a lot of skip there. I'm gonna have to take a little bit deeper cut just to clean up. But I'm gonna have to take smaller cuts. Touch off on the outer diameter and just take the cleanup cut off the end here. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, I didn't clean up all the way around. Got a shitload of chatter. I'll hopefully take that out with a file. Another little bevel cut here. looking better. Time to hit her with the file, I think. Okay, it's cleaning up, but it's still not looking the best. Let's hit it with some 40 grit, see how that works. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's taking a lot of the chatter out. Although it can still be seen in there. Hit it with the file once more. Take the file card to this thing. Alrighty. Well, I guess it's good enough for who it's for. Oops, now we got to put a hole in that booger. So let me shut the camera off, measure the hole of the elbow that I want to weld onto it, and then we'll pick her up from there. Okay, switch the camera around, give you a little bit better vantage point. This process is just essentially drilling a hole and then making it bigger. Okay, we know our drill is 25 millimeters, so we can now switch to the boring bore, step up the speed. Now we're going to touch off, and that's how we know it's 25 millimeters. There's the touch off, and we're going to go ahead and take a 2 millimeter cut. Come on. Made the hole bigger than I wanted to, but it's not a critical measurement. I'm just trying to get this